So as the football world continues to be on a football lockdown, I thought I'd take a little look at what the state of football would look like in 10 years' time. But in this video, we're going to be taking a look at one team in particular, and that team is Liverpool. There we are, folks, with the wrapping up of this baby. We're going to take a little look at Liverpool and see where they are in 10 years' time. Now, if you didn't catch yesterday's, Man City flipping dominating it, but there are still some blips along the timeline. Are flipping Liverpool going to win a Premier League title? Of course, we don't know in the real world. They sit top of the table and they deserve the title this season. At the start of it all, Jurgen Klopp is the manager and they're expected to finish second. They are, of course, European champions. But let's have a look at the team itself. Now, they've been so close on 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons finishing as runners-up over the past 20 years. They're sitting on the cusp of the throne right here, right now in the real world. But will they ever reach their pending glory in this bizarro universe? Jurgen Klopp is the manager, Jordan Henderson is the captain, James Milner is vice-captain, the key players VVD. Harvey Elliott is the hot prospect. Of course, he's a bit of a troublemaker as well. Picked him up from Fulham. Let's have a closer look at the players then, shall we? £79 million. Mo Salah, where will he be in 10 years' time? Look at them all 27, all 4 of their key players, 27 years of age. I think Alisson still sticks around. I have seen him, coincidentally, by mistake. Trent as well, he might still be around. Jordan Henderson will be long, long gone. Robertson maybe as well, Keita as well. Oxlade-Chamberlain's still there, as is Shaqiri. You know, when I say they're still there, they're still in the game. We've seen them before. I'll be very, very surprised to see if James Milner is still there. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into the future and have a look and see how Liverpool do in the next 10 years. So here we are, boys and girls, into the future with Liverpool. 10 years later, do they pick up the Premier League title? We know Manchester City pick up a bunch. We know flipping Man United pick up a title. But do Liverpool, they're finishing 5th this season. And they do reach the pinnacle. Yes, they do. They're currently, in this bizarro, or 10 years later, Quinik Zentin is the manager, with Trent as El Capitano, Hussein Ayar is the vice-captain, Wilfred Diaz is the key player, with Kabadi, the hot prospect, Belgian youngster, 18 years of age, ranked highly. This guy, though, is ranked £80 million. He's a Spanish international. But they do reach the dizzy old heights, 2022-23 season. Since then, there were a couple of little back-to-back runners-up spots. In fact, they were runners-up 1, 2, 3 times in a row before reaching the title a couple seasons here, but they kind of gone to the wayside a little bit, and this season's been absolutely horrific, finishing in 5th spot. Oh, this is it right now. I'll show you it because this is the last one. And as you can see, Man United winning it twice, Liverpool just the once, and the rest owned by Manchester City. This is what the current Premier League looks like. Derby are there, Fulham are there as well. Of course, Blackburn Rovers doing absolute craziness. But anyway, let's get back into Liverpool and have a little look at the players, shall we? So, who's still there? A couple of regens lead the pack here. Not really fussed about them. Trent did not budge. Stayed there. £69 million. Still 30 years of age. And he's still doing phenomenal as well. 20 goals. 7.739 average for the right back. Who else they've got? They've got John Claire Tobo, who is not a regen. He's a French international, I expect. Defender as well. Centre-back extraordinaire. Picked up for £2.5 million. Formerly of Toulouse. Who else have we got? Matt McGinn, not decent. Harvey Barnes, I think we've seen him picked up quite recently from Leicester, £67 million. Big pickup as well. I saw Lorenzo Pellegrini, 32 years old, Italian international. He was picked up by £85 million for Liverpool way back when. So they broke the hoodoo with that title win. Kieran Tierney taking over the reins from Robbo at left back, I imagine. £47 million pickup from Arsenal. Not too shabby as well. Pablo Diabala still knocking around, 35 years of age. He's picked up by Liverpool, £94 million. He scores quite a few goals and he did okay for himself as well in the ring. He's got 4 goals this season out of 10 appearances. Ain't too shabby. Alisson is still there, 36 years of age, and he's signed on for at least another season, and again doesn't go anywhere. Very, very strong average. He is still number 1 and he could probably go on for another couple seasons still. Besides that, Militado, still he's a normal player as well. Picked up £127 million. Goodness me. Besides that, let's take a look at the managerial merry-go-round, shall we? So it all started with Jurgen Klopp. He resigned after 8 years, picking up 1 win. And that win was the Premier League. So after he became champions there, he also picked up the FA Cup. 7 cups, 7 trophies as well. Winning the Champions League once, twice with Liverpool. Picking up some other trophies along the way. Pep Guardiola came in for a little bit, just 2 trophies. Carabao Cup doesn't really count, buddy. Pochettino came in for a little bit with 1 trophy, picking up the Champions League win as well. That's interesting. Torrillo came in for a little bit, picking up a bunch of shite there, and then this fella comes in and done nothing. Let's have a look at the competitions then, really. The Champions Cup, they won in 2020 and 2028, runners-up in 2025 and 2027. They do pick up the Premier League, runners-up in a few bunch of seasons here. Of course, 3rd place as well, a couple of seasons. The World Cup winners, 2020, and 3rd place in 2025. FA Cup winners once since we started the simulation, a couple of runners-up spots as well. Super Cup winners twice on here, runners-up as well. Euro Cup, no, don't even bother with that. And then the rest is how you like it. Let's have a look at the transfers then, shall we? Let's go all the way back to the beginning and the get-go and have a look at the players that they brought in. Starting with the debut season, 46.5 million spent, the majority on Nelson Semedo. He's now at the books at Porto. Decent little player. You might also just take a little bit of a loss on him. He goes to PSG for a couple of seasons. You have a couple of good seasons out of him. He is a right back as well, competing with Trent for that spot. You also loan out a couple of other players. Sepp van der Berg is one of the hot prospects. He's now at FC20. Respect to my brothers if you don't know what I'm talking about. I've got a FC20 save going on as of recording, or maybe I've moved on by now. Hoover as well has gone to MK Dons. He does eventually get an English cap, a Dutch cap for PSV. He leaves on a free. He never really breaks into the team for Liverpool. And besides that, other young loaners. Next up, £103 million spent on Everton. Surprise, surprise. That's a bit of a cheeky one there. He comes in. He does okay. £37 million spent. You sell him on to Barcelona as a good 1 season, and then you cash in on him. Next up, Alunga comes in from Standard Liège. He is a young Belgian region, now £65 million rated at Liverpool. Very, very good option at centre-back as well. Diaz comes in and does Bruno Penkovic. He's now gone back to Kiev. It's actually starts at Zagreb, then he goes to Kiev. There we go. There we go. Ben Woodburn. Whatever happened to Ben Woodburn? Well, he does get 100 caps for Wales. Doesn't really break into the Liverpool team. He goes to Wolfsburg and he does okay, and he's still there these days, and he's only 29 years of age. Still, future is bright for him. Ajara goes to Reading on a permanent deal. He's now at Trabzonspor with the likes of Soroth and co. There's a lot of players out in Trabzonspor. Let's have a quick look at them. Familiar names. This is a bit going down a rabbit hole here. So Ajara makes that switch. Who else have we got going on here? It's Van der Berg makes the move. Ojo goes to Watford. Karius goes to Schalke. He ends up at Werder Bremen after a good seasons or a few seasons with Schalke. Ryan Brewster goes to Brighton. He doesn't get any England caps. He's at Leipzig, though. I think that's the best place to be. Double-digit man. He may still get an England cap. You just don't know. We'll never find out as well. Next up, next season, 2021-22 season, Dybala comes in for 94 million. Pellegrini comes in for 85 million. Fanzo Davis comes in as well. He's still in the books at Liverpool. He's doing okay for himself. Steady Eddie, 6.97 rated. The Canadian. Of course, TikTok star. Who else have we got? Luciano comes in for free. He is at Flamengo. He's a regen as well. You sell him for free, so he doesn't really make much money for you. Players going out. Wilson goes to Wolves. Shaqiri goes to Leicester. VVD goes to PSG. He's actually wanted by a lot of shitty teams. PSG, big money. They actually take a little bit of a hit on him. He's an all-round unit, never dips in form. Other players going out. James Milner goes to Celtic. Everybody does well in Celtic. He's actually assistant manager. He actually plays 3 seasons at Celtic, 4 seasons even. That's a very good move. I think if I was him, I would do that. I would make that move to Scotland because I think you could prosper very, very well out there. Divock Origi goes to flipping Juventus. What's that all about? Who goes to Man United as well. So you make a good bit of money on that guy, which, to be honest with you, he's not really that good, is he? Curtis Jones goes to Norwich, Everton to Barcelona. Turkey Minamano goes to Celtic. He's still in the game for Galatasaray. He does okay as well, holding a very steady average for Celtic because everybody does okay at Celtic. Next season we go. It is 2022-23. You spend £223 million, bringing in the likes of Ouare from Lyon, and it is Lyon. Still in the club, £135 million. Big money for him. This fella from Barcelona, French guy, still at the club as well. It seems like you seem to hold on to your players. Dulpin as well, coming from Anderlecht. He's actually a regen. He's now at Brighton. You cash or you sell him for £11 million, so you can double your money and a bit more. Other ones there. Players going out. Semedo goes to PSG. Chamberlain goes to Leicester. Pujno Prekovic goes to Ajax. Owoni goes to Eisen Alkmaar. And Ramello goes to Derby. Next up, Milan Nikolic comes in for 5.75. Axel Tuanzebe comes in from Porto. This is absolutely crazy. They pick him up for £14 million. You do get a bit of profit on him. He's at PSG now, but he's getting England caps, which is absolutely insane. Players going out this season. Jens de Schmidt to Arsenal. He is a goal-scoring phenomenon. Doing very, very well for himself. And a couple of other names that don't really stand out, or do they? No, they don't. Matip goes to Sporting. That's probably it. Next up, you bring in £140 million worth of talent. £51 million coming in from this fella, this Polish guy. You do sell him for £18 million just this season. Who else? £82 million on Craig Laycock. Holy crap. He's still at the books as well. Coming in from Blackburn. Nicely done. Has he got England caps? He does. Did he get England caps as a Blackburn Rovers player? No, he did not. So he makes the move. He gets a flipping England cap. That takes the piss. Takes the piss, does that. Players going out. Gingy Wijnaldum went to Norwich. Was that how his career panned out? Yeah, it pretty much was. Petered out a little bit. Anyone else? Hoover? Yeah, not really interested. Next season, £73 million coming in, £99 million going out. The majority spent on Toure from Valencia. He's still at the books. Of course, he is at Liverpool, and he's doing very, very well for himself as well. Miguel comes in as well. Players going out. Ben Brown, Graham Gebby, Krastev, who's a regen from Bulgaria. He's very, very good. Besides that, no names that ring out. Firmino, there he is, goes to Barcelona finally. He ends his career there just scoring 7 goals in 22 games. So, they haven't seen Mo Salah knocking about, have you? You haven't seen Mo Salah knocking about? Well, we'll find out what happened to him later. The next season, 2026-27 season, £250 million spent on the likes of Harvey Barnes. That's a lot of money on there. Edgar Militacho is still at the club, and he is an expensive proposition. You probably won't get your money back on that. He's getting older and older and older. Marcelo, Kone, players going out. Tuanzebe, there he goes. Nikolic. Besides that, I don't see him. I don't see Mo Salah. Next season, 27-28, Kieran Tierney comes in for £47 million. Chen Sung comes in from there. Andrew Robertson goes to Valencia. He's still in the game, and he's had a bit part season for them. I thought he would have packed it in. Who else goes? Harvey Elliott, there he goes, on the move. £30 million now, no England caps. He is wanted by Burnley and Swansea. He's only 26 years of age, still with the whole world. Fabinho goes to Flamengo, whatever it is, out in Brazil. Again, stalwart of the club. Still no sign of Salah. He must have just retired. Yep. Into the final season we go. £200 million spent on the likes of Fernandes from Benfica, Tutorara from Club Cruz, who's a youngster, could go to be a very, very good thing. £130 million spent on Eric Gallart, which is a bit of a gamble. Players going out. Joe Gomez goes to Southampton, just on the move. 91 caps for him. Matt McGinn on the move. Yeah, no sign of Matey Boy. Let's have a look at the best 11. This is where we'll find out. So this is the best 11. Outside between six. Davis at the left back, Todibo, Alvarez and Trent at right back. Fabinho, Pellegrini, Uar, Mane, Salah, Firmino. We know where Firmino is. Where is Sadio Mane? He's still in the game. He's still in the game. He was picked up by Roma for £7.25 million. It completely blitzed past me. He did okay for them as well. Not too shabby. How about Mo Salah? He's still in the game, 36 years of age. I didn't expect to see him. He's at Hertha Berlin for £1.3 million. I never expected to see that as well. He's not getting games for Egypt. He should, though. He's still a little bit of a savvy player. Alisson's still at the club. He is, and he's doing very well for himself as well. Any other ones? Fabinho we've seen. Dybala, Robertson, Laycock, Naby Keita. Is that Bayer? Let's go back over the years and have a look at them, shall we? Starting with the first season: Alisson, Robertson, Gomez, Van Dijk, Semedo, Mane, and the boys there. 28 goals for Firmino, 20 for Mane, 22 for Salah, 11 for Wijnaldum, 11 for Divock Origi on the bench. Next up, we have 10 goals for Origi again. So did Everton. They're both on the bench, though. The starting boys, Firmino, 21 goals, Salah with 20, 12 for Sadio Mane, 10 for Gingy, Wijnaldum again, not between sticks. The next season, we see 21 goals for Salah, 26 though for Mane, 15 for Dybala, and 16 for Firmino as they continue to score goals for fun. Gingy, Wijnaldum in the next season gets 10, Salah gets 20, Sadio Mane gets 12, Firmino gets 21, Everton, and Divock Origi with 10 from the bench. Next season, 2021-22 season, 21 goals for Salah, 26 for Mane, 15 for Dybala, 16 for Firmino, and that is your best bets. Into the next season, 2022-23 season, 22 goals for Salah, 21 for Mane, 17 for Dybala, 15 for Firmino, he makes the bench. 2023-24 season, 23 goals for Sadio Mane, 15 for Salah, 19 for Dybala. Firmino gets himself 14 goals as well. Harvey Elliott gets himself 4. Into the 24-25 season, 18 goals for Dybala, 21 for Salah, 10 for Ayew. Mane with 16, 15 for Craig Lycock, who's slowly breaking into the side. The next season, 22 goals for Laycock, but he only gets on the bench. 16 goals for Dybala, 12 for Diaz, Salah 13, and 9 for Houssem Ayew. 2026-27 season, Laycock finally busts through. 27 goals, 14 for Diaz, 13 for Salah, 10 for Dybala. And into the penultimate couple of seasons, 21 goals for Laycock, 12 for Diaz, 13 for Dybala, 14 for Ayew on the bench, 19 for Luis Alberto. Laycock had an off season in the final season, just 7 goals in 20 games, maybe injured, I don't know, something like that. 23 goals for Chelsea Jung, who is a Brazilian hotshot extraordinaire. 20 goals for Luis Alberto as well, and that makes up your best 10. Now the records then, your record breakers, they're all here. Still most goals scored by one player in one season is Ian Rush. Most league appearances by one player is Ian Callaghan with 640, and most league goals by one player, something else here, Roger Hunt. But pause the screen if you want to check that out. Let's have a look at the players then, shall we? Most goals by one player in one season. It is Roberto Firmino in the initial season, 28 goals, kicking us all off. Most assists by one player in any one season goes to Roberto Firmino with 20, and again, that's in the initial season. And finally, highest average rating goes to 7.70. It is Mo Salah with the record-breaking season. That's in the second season. But this is an overall look at it. And if you want to look at the bling, let's have a quick look at the bling. So they've got 8 European Championships, 19 Champions Premier League titles, 2 World Cup clubs, 8 FA Cups, 5 Super Cups, 3 Euros, 4 Sky Bet Championships, Carabao Cup, 9 of them, 16 other things. Let's have a look at this, shall we, to wrap it up. So at the past few seasons, Man City, Liverpool, Barcelona, PSG, and Liverpool won a couple of them. So it's been dominated by about the 4 teams as well. But that, my friends, is it. So Liverpool are in the mix. I wouldn't say they're dominating the next 10 years of football, no. But they are competing with the big boys. It seems to be Man City's to lose over the next 10 years. But what's going to happen in the next 10 years, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I probably not going to do these again, but we may take a look at some of the other teams. We might look at Leeds. We might look at some of the Championship clubs. We'll have to wait and see. But until then, that wraps up this puppy. Hopefully the Premier League season is not too far away. I'm recording this well ahead of time, 11th of May. They said they'll revisit it, or no live football until the 1st of June. So, but anyway, until then, boys and girls, be sure to give this video some love and smash the thumbs up, smash subscribe. I'll see you all next time. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.